Tonight on CTV News, the council settled its insurance payout. What will it mean now for the city? And remembering the great Gadsby. John Gadsby's farewell brings both tears and laughter. Kia ora, good evening. It's a big windfall for Christchurch, with the council securing a $635 million insurance settlement. Chelsea Daniels explains.
Christchurch City Council's 3.5-year battle for earthquake insurance has finally come to an end, with a final settlement reached today. The council will be paid $635 million of the $920 million it had been seeking to help pay for damaged facilities. Most of the city's earthquake-damaged assets are still waiting to be rebuilt or restored, including Lancaster Park. The settlement will take place in February. Only then will the council be able to make a start on rebuilding some major assets. The payment will be made in full, which means they can relocate and rebuild facilities in more suitable locations rather than be reliant on progress payments. The council has been negotiating with its insurer Civic, who in turn have been battling their international reinsurers, which has been the reason for the delay in settlement. Mayor Leanne Dowsell says the city had budgeted for the shortfall in its long-term plan. Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
Police raided 7 properties across the city today as part of the continued crackdown on gangs. Operation Stone's part of a continued focus by police to target gangs and the distribution of methamphetamine throughout the South Island. Quantities of the Class A drug and cannabis have been seized, along with 4 firearms, ammunition and stolen property, including 2 caravans, one valued at $65,000. 2 men were arrested and a 36-year-old local man appeared in Christchurch District Court this afternoon. Investigations are continuing and further charges are expected to be laid. Well, he played a major role when it came to comedy in New Zealand. John Gadsby's farewell took place today, with friends and family remembering the man and looking back at some of his finest moments. There were both smiles and tears, with hundreds turning up to send off Kiwi comedian John Gadsby, sharing some of his colourful past from at home and in the limelight. The 62-year-old passed away over the weekend after a short battle with cancer, and today there were a number of stories to be shared.
I had this bottle of brandy that he brought along. I took the top off, and he was pulling the outboard motor, and I dropped the bottle of brandy into the bilge. And, oh no, he went, "Rowley, you twat!" You know, they used to go like that, "Rowley." And the brandy was slipping out of my hand, and all this brandy went, and he looked at me and went, "Bugger it," and we had this old tin mug, and
Gadsby was best known for his television and writing. He worked alongside colleague and friend David McPhail in the 70s through to the 90s, with shows including McPhail and Gadsby and Letter to Blanche. His first television appearance with him was the 1977 political comedy A Week of It.
He was a great friend, and also a thoughtful and sometimes subdued man. I will remember him for all his talents and for all the fun we had together as a friend. And so I say, Vale, my friend, travel well.
After his on-screen time, Gadsby turned to theatre and received a Queen's Service Medal in 1992. He was a Kiwi comedy icon who will be remembered for years to come. An announcement by the Earthquake Commission will come as a relief to families unhappy with their settlements. Earlier this week, news outlets were reporting there was a 6-year time limit for people to take their claimed disputes to court, saying it would expire in September next year. EQC says that's incorrect, saying the 6-year limit did apply, but it runs from the date of settlement or the date a claim has been declined, meaning it will vary from one household to another. Well, Brennans Christmas Grotto is a festive tradition for many families, and this year they're celebrating 15 years. Emma J. McLennan went for a look.
From its humble beginnings as a simple nativity scene, the Christmas Grotto has grown into a giant production which takes a whole year to plan. The Southwest Baptist Church has been running it since Linda Hill, a congregation member, and her brother Edward came up with the idea in the year 2000. They'd been reminiscing about the Christmas traditions they missed at the time.
We were just talking about it and realised that there was nothing. So he turned to me and he said, let's do it, let's do something. And he said, oh, we need something special. And I said, how about a teddy bear nativity scene?
The grotto has grown from the first year and is now comprised of a series of themed rooms. Some change every year, while others, like Toyland and the Wrapping Room, stick around. And it takes a lot of volunteers to keep the grotto going.
But we have a construction company that come in and build it for us now because it's got too big. And then the church come in and they're involved in helping with the setting up and dressing sets and the running of the grotto.
And it's become so popular now that many have made it a Christmas tradition. Thousands line up during December to have a look at the lights and decorations, many with kids in tow.
It's just taken off, and from the first one was 1,600 people went through, now it's about 30,000 that go through.
While it's a lot of work for the team behind the project, it's all worth it.
I just love it. You see them, everybody's queuing, wanting to get in, and the excitement and the anticipation of what's going to change or what's new, what are we going to see, and it's just putting Christmas back into Christmas.
The Christmas Grotto is really popular with little kids and big kids alike, so why not come down, celebrate 15 years. I'm Emma Jane McLennan, CTV News.
Fantastic. And still with Christmas, it'll be a little brighter for 100 Christchurch families after they were given special hampers leading up to the festive day.
Christmas can be a tough time of year for many Christchurch families who find the financial strain difficult. But thanks to the Palms Shopping Centre, some who are struggling with money have been given hampers to share.
It's really good, just, struggling and knowing that, there's people out there that will actually give you a hand and actually care, especially at Christmas, to get something like this. It's really great.
For Ms. Philpott, supporting a young son at Christmas can be tough, but this year he will have Christmas presents. It's thanks to the work of the Palms in conjunction with a community trust.
So the Palms have donated over $5,000 worth of gifts from our retailers. We've put together some hampers with the team and donated them to Family Kiwi Trust. So it's very dear to us. Retail's a really busy time of year for us, but it's great to be able to give back to the community, and Kiwi Family Trust is a very deserving charity to be able to help and support.
The Kiwi Family Trust works closely with the community, meaning the hampers go directly to the people who need it. And they've even been tailored to the people they're going to.
Depending on some of the needs, Natasha's told us that some children like to read, some like to go to the beach, so a bit of everything. We've tried to tailor them as best we can.
And giving the hampers away isn't a chore for the people delivering them.
So really enjoy being aligned with Kiwi Family Trust. AMP Capital, the Palms, try to align with a number of charities throughout the year. Community Watch is another one that we do support. But Kiwi Family Trust, it's residents on our doorstep and support us throughout the year, so really good feeling to be able to give back to the community.
And with a little generosity from people like these, Christmas will be just that little bit easier for families. Emma Jane McLennan, CTV News.
Well, still to come, your neighbourhood news and sport. Welcome back to CTV News. Christchurch cafes could soon be helping developing businesses in third world countries thanks to the idea of a young entrepreneur.
A young Cantabrian is hoping to change the world one cafe at a time.
The Global Foodie project is an initiative that would link cafes in New Zealand with foodies in developing communities. So customers coming into a cafe would be able to support a food startup in a developing community through World Vision's microfinance.
The project would work by marking up certain cafe items, with all proceeds going to a small business owner in a less fortunate part of the world. The idea came out of a missions trip which changed everything for the 20-year-old.
But I was really impacted by a little bit of time that I spent in the north of Vietnam, the hill tribe women up in Sapa. So Their livelihood is their business, where they make cloth, fabric, clothing, bags, bracelets, everything, but they're out on the streets for probably 16 hours a day making their product and selling it. And I was really open to the idea that their business success is owned by them and it gave them livelihood.
The project will run through World Vision, so customers know they can trust the money will get to the field. The first pilot is kicking off in the new year.
The Rustic Bakery and Cafe in Lincoln is actually running our very first pilot. So in the new year, we're going to be marking up a couple of items in the store, and when customers come in, they'll have the opportunity of buying something with the proceeds supporting Cambodia.
The project is close to the heart of the cafe owner.
I come from China, and when I was little, I live in countryside in China, so I know how people are poor. What's the situation like, and it's great if you could help, even a little, they can start their own dream, because this is my own dream, and I guess everybody have their own dream.
If the pilot is successful as hoped, it could be rolling out across New Zealand around mid-next year, meaning your coffee dates could be helping support business in third world countries. Emma Jane McLennan, CTV News.
And now let's cross to Bridget Rutherford in the newsroom with what's happening in your neighbourhood.
Thanks, Jared. A sculpture designed by Rangiora New Life School student Joel Harnett has taken centre stage at a newly opened park. Keegan Reserve in Rangiora, which is a Waimakariri District Council Green Corps project developed with main power and nearby schools, opened recently. Harnett called the sculpture Middlebrook after the waterway that runs through the park. Rangiora New Life School and Southbrook School border the park, and students suggested an additional feature could be an outdoor classroom area. Measures to improve the road safety between two schools has been approved. Kensington Ave in Marihau will have 4 new signs to indicate it as a school zone and to slow down to 40 k's. The signs were approved at last night's Shirley Papanui Community Board meeting and will cost around $8,500 to install. The Christchurch Methodist Mission is helping to create a brighter Christmas for families this year. Through their support of family program from donors, 150 families will receive a hamper to help enjoy a Christmas meal without financial worry. Christchurch Methodist Mission Executive Director Jill Hawkey says Christmas should be a time of joy and laughter for everyone in the community. A golf course tournament has helped raise $30,000 for Canterbury children in need. The annual Golf Classic tournament is to help raise funds for the Chumley Children's Centre. The centre provides short-term, planned and emergency respite care for children whose families are experiencing stress or crisis. Riccarton Rotary Club President Alan Dalton says the success of the tournament is a result from a committed group of people working together for a great cause. And if you're out North Beach Way, you may have noticed a small gingerbread house has popped up in the area. The North Beach Coffee Shed by the Surf Lifesaving Club has become a bit of a destination after it transformed itself into a festive house. Keeping with the theme, gingerbread men will be for sale to enjoy with your coffee, and you could even enter their colouring in competition. From the newsroom, I'm Bridget Rutherford. Have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Merry Christmas to you as well, Bridget. Now here's Gordon Finlater with the latest in local sport.
Well, starting with cricket tonight, and Peter Fulton wrote his name into the record books yesterday, becoming Canterbury's highest capped player of all time, making his 104th first-class appearance for the province. Fulton, who has become known as 2-metre Peter to cricket fans, is in his 15th full season of domestic cricket and has racked up almost 8,000 runs, more than any other Canterbury batsman. Fulton made his Canterbury debut at the age of 22 in the year 2000, sporting peroxide blonde hair, playing under the guidance of then-captain Gary Stead, who now coaches the side. It wasn't a match to write home about, with Fulton notching scores of just 18 and 28 on his debut. Fulton's big breakthrough came in his 12th match, scoring his maiden first-class century at Hagley Oval in a massive knock of 301 not out against Auckland, the highest ever score for a Canterbury batsman. Yesterday's four-day match at Rangiora's Main Power Oval saw Canterbury put into bat first, with Fulton making just 4 runs. However, opener Leo Carter made his maiden century to help Canterbury through to a first innings score of 320. He is hoping 2-metre Peter can get amongst the runs in the second innings, with the Plunket Shield match finishing on Sunday. Or to basketball now, and a selection of South Island top young basketballers are currently in Las Vegas competing in the 2015 Tarkanian Classic. The 4-day tournament sees the Mainland Eagles under 18 and under 16 teams given the rare opportunity to take on some of the top high school teams in the USA. There was also many college scouts in attendance, with it proving to be the perfect chance for players to showcase their talents. The tournament wraps up this weekend. And just finally tonight, while our Canterbury Dragons are getting set for their 6th match of the ASB Premiership this weekend against Southern, it was recently announced that next season's competition will feature a trio of new teams. New Zealand Football opened up the opportunity for new clubs to join the Premiership, and after consultation, next season's league will now feature a 10-team competition rather than this year's 8.
Yeah, well, I guess Hamilton just replaces Wybos. That's sort of probably the same identity again. And then Eastern Suburbs also done quite well in the Chilling Cup last year. I faced them in the final, and they're a big club that wants to grow. And then Tasman, I think they probably deserve it with their school. Their age group stuff been going pretty well, so they probably deserve a spot in the league.
Well, you're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.
Thanks for that, Gordon. We're still to come. Mercy's here with your region's weather forecast, and we look back at the year that was. Welcome back to CTV News. Now here's Mercy with your region's weather forecast. And Mercy, it's good to have you back.
Thanks, Jared, and it's great to be back the last day of the year for CTV News and CTV Weather, of course. We are deciding to spice things up, though, for the end of the news, and that's why I'm reporting to you outside. And what a beautiful day it has been. Lovely northeasterly winds and sunny skies. Today's highs, first up, Twizel. You actually took out the region's high today. A beautiful 23 degrees for you. Timaru, slightly cooler on 18 degrees, but still quite pleasant and calm out there. Central Canterbury, there was a bit of a 19-degree trend. That was for Ashburton, Rangiora and Christchurch today. And as we head further north, 19 was also seen by Hanmer Springs. However, Kaikoura, you unfortunately had 16 today, so it was a little bit cooler there. Over to the Alpine region, 19 degrees was taken out by Arthur's Pass. Now the weekend, I bet you're all wondering what the weekend's going to be doing. Maybe you've got a bit of last-minute Christmas shopping to do. If you do, Saturday's probably a good day to get it done, as it's looking quite dreary and bleak out there. Occasional drizzle patches and cold temperatures. So being inside a stuffy mall might just be the ticket. So temperatures on Saturday, Timaru, you're expecting 15 degrees. We're seeing cloudy skies first up and the odd drizzle patch here and there throughout the day and cool southerly winds. Ashburton, very similar picture for you. Rain throughout the day and we are seeing cloudy skies as well, and it's chilly again, so maybe you might need 1 or 2 layers on Saturday. Christchurch, same for you, southerly winds, and we are expecting your high to be 15 degrees as well. Slightly warmer for Kaikoura on 16 degrees, but those southerlies, they're going to be fresh, particularly in the morning, and watch out for those drizzle patches as well. The rest of the Canterbury region can expect a similar trend. The rain probably hitting South Canterbury first in the morning, and we are seeing that rain just drizzling throughout the day, particularly for Central Canterbury and North Canterbury. Over to the Alpine region, the rain could be a little bit heavier for you guys. temperatures and unfortunately quite dreary with cloudy skies. The good news though is that it's looking up on Sunday. On Sunday we're expecting that beautiful sunshine to be out and about again. Temperatures between the 21 and 23 degree mark. Could be a few cloudy skies in the morning and evening, but that'll be burning off during the day, and expecting it to be lovely and warm. And hold on to your hats, because Monday is going to be a little bit crazy. We're expecting temperatures could potentially reach some isolated places to the 35 degree mark. Most places will probably see it around 29 to 33 degrees, but that's nothing to scoff at. Probably a day to hit the beach, hang outside, maybe have a few drinks in the sun if you can. Enjoy that sunshine. And on Monday, that's Monday, on Tuesday and Wednesday, unfortunately it's getting a little bit worse, packing in a wee bit. We're seeing a southerly change, so a bit of rain coming through on a Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday morning should be ceasing by dawn though for Wednesday morning. And the good news is that southerly and that rain is not going to last long for that Christmas week. I bet you're all preparing your plans for Christmas Eve, Boxing Day and the big Christmas Day. And the good news is it's coming out sunny for those days, expecting it to be really calm and lovely warm temperatures as well. So that's all from me for the year. I've really enjoyed bringing you your weather report over the last few months. We've actually got a bit of a CTV do happening over here, so we'll go and join them in a minute. But before I go, I hope you all have a fantastic, wonderful Christmas and a really happy new year, and we'll see you back here in 2016. Let's head over and see what Jared's up to.
Thanks for that, Marissa. Yes, change of location out of the studio, and behind us our Christmas do is going on because our bulletin for the year is over. But it's not over yet. In fact, actually, we're going to talk to Marissa a bit more about what's been going on throughout the year, as well as Chelsea Daniels and our sports reporter Gordon Finlater as well. Let's go just over to Marissa. She's just come back. Marissa, hello, how are you? Look at you with your Christmas outfit. I haven't really done much for this occasion.
I'm Mrs. Claus today.
Mrs. Claus. Oh, yes. Change of name too. There you go. What's been the best thing for news this year in terms of weather in 2015?
Well, I think weather's been really different this year because we used to do it as a voiceover, but now we can be a lot more engaging with our audience. We have obviously myself presenting it, and we have the graphics. We're using new technology to make it a lot more easy for you guys to just see what the weather's up to. And I've really enjoyed coming to you and being the face of the weather.
Fantastic. You do a fantastic job. So it's been difficult the last couple of days. I mean, you haven't been too well.
I haven't been too well, no.
I hope it's all right.
You've filled my shoes very well.
Okay, that's good then. Okay, well, let's move on to the next reporters now. Now, Chelsea came with us in May, and she's been here ever since. And Chelsea, from Australia?
Yes, unfortunately. I mean, I've got enough slack as it is around this office, I can tell you that much. But no, on a serious note, coming from Australia, I mean, I don't think we really felt the extremity of the earthquake. So coming here, having to do stories, going out in the community, it's just been fantastic. And it's just, everyone's so strong.
I think that's the thing. Do you find it, I guess, that different perspective now, is it? It's changed completely.
Definitely.
For you,
and as an outsider, I mean, I come in, I'm like, why hasn't this been done yet? And then all you guys are like, I know. So it's been great stepping back, learning everything, and getting to know the people as well. Because the people of Christchurch, they're a strong bunch, and they're a fun bunch, and they're a welcoming bunch as well.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for that, Chelsea. And you're heading away you're heading back to Australia for a holiday.
I'm heading back to Adelaide.
We'll have a great holiday, okay? We'll see you in the new year.
Doll.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
And finally, to talk to now is Gordon Finlater, our sports reporter. Absolute legend when it comes to sport, aren't you? Hey, Gordon.
How are you, Jared?
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good. Okay, let's talk about sport. This year, big year of sport. Is it even starting with, I guess, the Cricket World Cup?
Oh, massive for Christchurch, especially after missing out on the Rugby World Cup after the earthquake. So I think, in terms of that rebuild for Christchurch, it's absolutely massive. I mean, Hagley, the pavilion down there, Hagley is, probably one of the best things to come out of the rebuild, to be honest.
What's been some other things in sport as well? There's been some other things that have been going as well. Obviously, Rugby World Cup.
Oh, Rugby World Cup was massive. I mean, how those, as soon as they got to the knockouts, I think everyone was getting up for that quarter-final semi, and then, of course, the final. I mean, it's after the 2011 final of, the second half, the heartache, we actually got to enjoy this one, didn't we?
Definitely. You can live that dream on as well. We're going to head off now because we've got to head off. It's been a big year of news, in fact, and a lot of things have changed, but what hasn't changed is our focus to bring you Canterbury news every night for the whole year. Next year, we're going to do it all again as well, so make sure you have a great Christmas and a happy new year, and we'll see you in 2016. I'm Jared McCulloch. Have a great evening.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.